opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. And you can feel the energy here in Air Canada Center. The Raptors looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup. This game against Indiana, the first game of the NBA's regular season. They were able to sweep the season series last year, completely controlling the play in each game.
And they rolled over this team last season, beating them every time they faced off.
Not a lot of competition, really. I mean, they're playoff caliber and took care of business against a team that wasn't playoff caliber and maybe still isn't.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Hill and Miles team up in the backcourt. Hill is out there with Lavoy Allen. And it's George in at the small forward position.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
So the Indiana Pacers able to put the first points up on the board. And DeRozan, here we go, comes up empty off the pick.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Now, here is George. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's Lowry. To the inside. And it's Miles with the rebound. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. George against Lowry. Allen with the screen for George. And looks like the illegal pick was... Set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And the idea of setting a screen on that play was right, but just poor execution.
Yeah, it just can't be a hard screen at all costs. There is a legality to how you set a screen, so you got to be inside of both lines, legal and hard.
Now here's DeRozan. Here's Valanciunas. Oh, yes, the turnaround.
How much do you love to see the turnaround?
Here's Indiana now. Outside Hill. Pass to George. No good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. And DeRozan. Here we go. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. So we'll see DeMar DeRozan go to the line here. That one on George.
Well, you know, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year. A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Lowry drives in to the left side wing. Scola with the clean look. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Greg, one thing about the Raptors last year, they made the moves they needed to in order to be sure to fix their bench, strengthen their bench. It showed on paper and in person.
Yeah, credit their front office. In 2014, they had a bottom 5 bench in terms of scoring. Last season, they flipped that, became a top 5 bench in terms of that scoring, and even had the 6th man of the year leading the way.
Lou Williams. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able to speak with Frank Vogel for a minute. He told me there aren't many big men with the mobility and length of Jonas Valanciunas, and that he's a player they'll really have to account for, saying, quote, JV's still developing his skill set, but there just aren't that many people in the world of his size. And you factor in his motor, he can really impact a game. Guys, we'll see how they try to deal with him.
Thanks, Doris. Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. DeRozan's got 5 points so far. Hill dishes to Hill. Cannot hit. Nice D from Valanciunas.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
Here's George, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop chop there with that one hand tomahawk slam?
Here's Allen, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Pacers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. First one falls for him.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Now here is Lowry. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And it's sent back by George. And a fast break now for the Pacers. Here's Allen and Scola with the block. They get it back. George against Valanciunas. Second shot opportunity. Toronto grabs the miss.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And DeRozan kicks to Carroll. Screen by Scola. Carroll with it. George picks him up. Scola passes to Valanciunas, and he gets it to go.
I'll tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 5, and Lowry gets it to go.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offensive production was similar to the year before, but he cut down on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that, my friends, is improved efficiency.
Pacers trail by 4. Hill dishes to Hill. Pick up by Hill. And George kicks to Hill. And stolen by Scola. Feeds it to Carroll. Valanciunas sets a screen for Carroll. Right wing. Three-pointer, Lowry. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more